At least one person has been killed and many others injured in a clash in Ogbese community in Akure North local government area of Ondo State. According to a source in the area, the cause of the fight was over alleged destruction of farmlands by some herdsmen and their cows. The clash, which started on Tuesday evening, snowballed into a full-blown crisis by Wednesday morning. Shops and property worth millions were destroyed in the bloody clash. As at the time of filing this report, normalcy has returned to the community and the popular Ogbese market.
Yesterday around 3 o'clock in the midnight, so the planning attack Hausa people, so they are run, Yusuf then Takam, then go back for inside bush. So before them, 2 persons follow backyard, burned almost 7 shops, which one mosque.
I've been here since yesterday to make sure everything is calmed down. And even as per community level, we've took some steps. We have been moving around, talking to our people, talking to the Seriki, talking to the Fulani people, so that everything will be calm. And we know by the grace of God, everything will be calm.
Around midnight, the DPO of the area was informed that some shops were razed by fire. On getting there, he realized like 8 shops had been razed, but he and his men were able to put off the fire. Later, as some people started coming up with stories that it will be from a particular extraction, that they've been having issues. But of course, we do not rely on just mere hearsay. Preliminary investigation has started to really actually know what caused the fire and to see into the claims too, in order to avert any kind of communal clash in the area.
For those who live in areas prone to heavy flooding, the rainy season is a dreaded part of the yearly calendars. But there is some good news. The Federal Capital Territory Emergency Management Agency has assured residents in the nation's capital of its commitment to averting floods this year. The agency disclosed laid-down plans at a press conference in Abuja. Maria Mohammed reports.
The rainy season is always a scary time for some communities across Nigeria, as rising waters lead to several forms of disasters ranging from flooding, soil and coastal erosions. Climate change have further exacerbated these disasters, making citizens increasingly vulnerable to dying in underprotected environments. Last year, more than 600 people died across the country, including the FCT, due to the floods. This is why FEMA has started to plan early so the same scenario doesn't repeat itself. The agency is planning to introduce emergency marshals in all villages in the FCT who will educate and sensitize the public on what to do when emergencies occur.
The emergency marshals are going to be stationed in all the villages. We are not going to use it for like the fire marshals. We are going to use it for the flooding, because that is the major risk or hazard that we are now focusing. So we will use them in the districts and wards so that they can be the people that will try as much as possible to divert or educate the public on the locals on what to do. When there is, sometimes the flood will come, some people will rush into the flood.
The agency also declares its stance on distributing relief materials to IDPs in the Durumi camp recently demolished by the FCTA.
I want you to understand is that we don't have IDP camps in the FCT, anywhere in the FCT. There's no IDP camps. So please, you people should stop writing camps. What we have is IDP settlement. And settlement is even self-settlement. It's not a government settlement. There's no government settlement residing any IDP in the FCT. None. So they choose to stay where they are, and we follow them with our interventions. That is what happened.
The agency believes early warnings and massive sensitizations will help reduce disasters that may lead to humanitarian crisis. The agency is optimistic that its action plan this year will match what has been predicted, and it will also handle humanitarian crisis better than previous years. Maria Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.
To ensure significant development of the African continent, the Future African Leaders Foundation says the empowerment of young people is key. This was highlighted at a press conference organized by the Chris Oyakilome Foundation International in Lagos. Theophilus Elama reports.
The burden of leadership is said to be a heavy but necessary one. Youth in the African continent have always been advised to aim for leadership and make their nation better. However, many believe that youths are not ready for such a responsibility. At this press parley, this organization is unveiling the recipients of the Future Africa Leadership Awards 2022 with the aim to inspire many young people.
Leadership is our responsibility. We have the burden of leadership because of the superior knowledge that we have.
The Future Africa Leaders Foundation has inspired and motivated 73,829,127 young people to carry out 25,848,816 sustainable projects that benefited 17,823,160 families in 54 African countries.
Despite repeated calls for youths to get involved in politics, the ratio is still abysmally low across the country. While this might be a concern to many, it raises the question on the mindset of the youth about governance. Past winners, however, believe the award is helping to change perspectives of African youths.
A lot of leaders get into power for the wrong reasons because they are protégés, they have godfathers. I say, I'm bringing you because you're going to be in this position to do my bidding. So the mentor is wrong, the mentorship is wrong. He too is coming with a wrong mentorship mindset. He's going to be mentoring others the same way his so-called godfather wrongly mentoring, and the ripple effect become unthinkable.
Youth might lack some experience, but that does not mean that they're not ready for leadership. Because sometimes young leaders are the ones who make the most change. And as young leaders, we are driven. We are all in.
It's an encouragement to them, to the thousands of young ladies that have inspired in Cameroon, to believe that they can achieve just anything. You know, it's different when you hear and when you see. So this is proof that you can get just anything that you want.
The Future Africa Leaders of Foundation is an initiative aimed at exploring and expanding the leadership potentials in Africa. Theophilus Elama, TVC News, Lagos.